APM. APM mean application performance monitoring. So here we will see how to see the application performance monitoring through Datadog. So there are two things we will see now. One is the traces and all regarding the Java based application. So this is Spring Boot Java application, how to do the complete trace in the Java application. Second one is the database. Behind the scene, the database is serving. So database APM capture also happening separately, but also in the Java application also we are linking the internal communication. So through JDBC, when Java application try to connect, those are being tracked. So these two things we will see. So if we quickly see the database one, because that is automatically coming when we configure the DB. So we will see in another video how to configure the DB, but here we will see the database once configured, how it will look like in the APM. So just go to the APM menu and go to the database monitoring. So we have to select the time range based on. So currently my databases are shut down. So that's why it's not visible. So I want to see the history. It was there a few hours back. So I select the 1 day. So then we can see the database was there, and then after certain time it's not there. Throughput's gone 0 and things are down. So here this is the database it's listing. So only one database I have. This particular one was hosted on an EC2 instance, not an RDS. In a Ubuntu EC2 instance, we install manually the database, then connected on the Datadog by providing the username password of database for Datadog account. There is a dedicated account. So we will see it later. So after we select this server, it will go to that APM details of database. Here we can see certain thing like throughputs, queries, those summaries and all we are seeing here. This have a selection also. So query wise, am I going to see, or latency wise, CPU wise, those we can select here and see the performance detail. The next one is, so this is a new list came. In the older version, this particular panel was not there, summary panel. Then second panel will come. Here active connection by, so connection related they are talking about active connection by wait groups. So better to put 2 days, so more data will be there. So waiting group, we can even go to database wise. So some people used to be like having cluster wise. So currently we only have one database created and using. If multiple databases are there in the same server, it's easy to go and monitor database wise which database performing bad or occupying more resource. That's why this particular selection available. Like any group we can select and see its relevant split. Then if we come top query, so this is one of the cool feature. We can see which query is using more kind of memory and CPU times. So based on the time we can say. So they say the latency, total time it took to execute, all details are there. Same way active connections. So that split also we can see. Calling services. Right. So this is this database being accessed by the another APM. So we will see on this trace another APM, that is the one accessing this particular database. So if we have multiple service accessing the same database instance, that will be listed here. So that is one way to see. So these are the thing on this split in the database instance when we select. So these are the details. Then even queries, we can click and go and drill down, see little more details in the query section. This particular thing everywhere you can see like query insight or memory insight like that. This is a, if data size is very big, they will do anomaly detection by doing some kind of AI functionality. That is why this block is there. If data is less, this won't come. This you can see all over the Datadog everywhere we go. So this is the version for the database based APM. Then after that, query matrices. So again, another view they are giving here. We can select what kind of visualization we want to see. Normal custom dashboard won't have this kind of selection. For individual, we have to go and create it. But these out of the box dashboards will have those kind of splits. So we can go and select and see individually the query details and the performance details. Query is also listed. Always this left hand panel for the filtering purpose. So based on our filters, we can see for it. So this is a place they allow to select what database technology to see. Currently, I only have MySQL, so no point of selecting others. If I select others, it won't show data anyhow. Then sample sections, then dashboard. So in the dashboard, they created a dashboard. Um, uh, this dashboard you can duplicate and customize for your own needs. So this will give a summary kind of view on performance individually, like different thing. Normally the database people wanted to see throughput, performance, those kind of thing. They are organizing in a nice dashboard. From here we can extract whatever we wanted and create a new dashboard also possible, like a duplicate. We can select the scope also here. It's a kind of filter. So if we onboarded the logs and all, then logs will be listed here, logs and the access logs, normal logs. Currently we didn't set, maybe in the DB setup time we can see that. So database, mostly these are the portion to see in the APM section. Then if we go to the APM of applications, so service wise APM we can see. So normally when we set the APM, we are telling the service name. So before come to here, we will see how this APM is feeded. So when we do application wise APM, that individual program like Java separate way, Python separate way, um, .NET separate way. So they have different ways to capture it. So Java work like this one. No hub just to run it behind the scene. So Java. Then these are the standard way they execute the Java application, heat map, heat dump and all. But this is particular one. So this we have to download from Datadog. They have a DD Java agent job. Then we have to give an attribute saying Java agent. So this particular agent is the one going to capture the Java application complete details. Then all the parameters start with the DD attributes relevant to the database, relevant to the Datadog. So here we set true for profiling, so we can see profiling tab will be there. Then this is not Datadog. Logs, so log injection we put it true, so logs will go. Service name, so this is a service name I wanted to show before go to the dashboard. So service section, when we show this is a service name will be shown. Then environment, based on where we are running from, we can put it. The service name should match with the RAM also. Then only when we connect the RAM and APM, that will work. So service name should be same, and at the same time the front end supposed to communicate with the app server directly, not through load balancer. Otherwise it will discontinue. So environment name define version. So version is a good thing. In a profile also we can go and see. So between the version, how it perform, whether new version is performing well or not. Easily we can distinguish. Or some older version running in one of the server, then we can trace it, the different. What are the things running with outdated, or is there anything still running with outdated? Those can be defined. Instrumentation enable put, but currently instrumentation not tracked because that needs some code level change also. Then database come. So when JDBC connection happening, if we want to just see what happening between our application and the database, those traces possible by enabling these extra parameters attributes. So integration with JDBC, this thing. Then jar will come. This is actual application we are connecting. Then this is remaining like dumping out the log file to nohub log to the log file. So this is how we enable the RAM portion. This you can simply go and search for Datadog how to integrate for certain thing. So they will simply give a guide. Datadog always give a live chat also. Even hard to search for you, just chat with them. They will give a tutorial exact URL quickly. So that is another way. So once come here, first we'll see the service section. So once we go to the service, again, this is down now. So I have to select the full time. So there are two services on, as we seen here, APM database. So MySQL automatically come as MySQL service. This is a service we were um, monitoring. So we will go to this service. Then overall service view will be shown. What are the details in the service, how it performing. We set alerts, so the alerts will be shown here. We can create SLOs. Later we can see how to create SLOs. That is a one nice cool feature. Like that, details are coming. Then the resources. So our web service calls can happen. So Ram was telling how much time it took to load the page, but it is over the internet up to the client. But this is telling how much time it took to process and deliver outside. So this is actual performance of the application. Other one could be a network latency or with a client problem. So every web service call are there. If you click it, the additional detail will be loaded here, and we can go and see that also. Again, we can drill down on that one through the spans. So this is how it navigate. So upstream, downstream, all these details are here. Deployment actually have to go with the versions. So only we had one version. Error tracking. So they have shown those errors. So um, when connection with the DB or some exception happening, those are traced here. So we can see the error. So since we enable that DB connection tracking and all here, the DB also being tracked what happening. They are directly showing the DB, what are the DBs this is communicating with. Currently only one DB is communicating. So from here it will jump again back to the APM of DB, which server running and all the infrastructure detail. We had to configure that. JVM matrices are shown. So all the details we can see straight away for this particular service. Profiling we enabled, so that profiling detail will come here since we enabled that one. So that enabled on this line, we were saying profiling enabled true. So profiling have another place to see a nice cool feature. We can see that it will allow you to compare, then traces, then logs. So traces again go to the individual hits. From there we can see to serve this particular page, what are the thing participated like that. So we can see one by one the flame graph, how it happened, and if you click that, the relevant details will be loaded here. And those matrices details we can see here. Right. Then traces. So traces again the same URL access and drill down one by one. It's shown. Flame graph, same thing. Span list. So this only one server it is running, so it shows. Otherwise, all connection it will show. So they are showing the process running this particular service also. So these are down, that's why gray out and shows. So that's how they show on the process. If you restart the older process with the process ID shown as gray, the new one will be listed and shown. But currently we shut down the server, so those details are gray out. So codes hotspot also, if a Java application being hit, they will list down the code details. That is one way to see. So profile is, as I said, so you can navigate through here also. This will give a cool feature like comparison. So So first step, it will show like a flame graph, every service, how the distribution goes and all. But they that have a feature called compare. That is a feature to compare whether performance improve between releases. So if I do a release yesterday, so I want to just select the date time, day before yesterday. So 10 to 11. Then here I want to do 11 to 12. So this one cool feature through profiling we can achieve. So A is older one, B is the new one. So all green are overall good, all red are degrading. So performance reduced. So overall, if we see, it took 1 minute to 1 minute of CPU time, but here only milliseconds, 800 odd. So better performance. That's why they are showing in green color. It is overall, but that possible to go and see individual also. So here we say like this is relative, and if you go for absolute, yeah, relative. So if you go relative, then individually when we see some of the libraries are not performing well compared to the previous one. So that possible we can enable and see. Next one is are we going to see method wise, line wise, classes wise, or packages or file wise. Those kind of drill down also possible in the APM. So this is the overall view of APM, how it will look like and its analysis. Instrumentation only possible once we put the changes in the code also.